found our mission, which our mission statement is down here, to eliminate the causes of poverty in partnership with other human service providers by strengthening low-income individuals, families, and communities through self-sufficiency initiatives in El Paso County. And as you can see, our logic model over here, we're starting to build our logic model here. Okay. Another thing that Jose went through is he also went through our results-oriented management, our ROMA cycle, and he started in our assessment and he did the needs. Now we're going to go into our planning, and that's what we commit to. So we're on page 31. We're doing module 3, and the only thing that we are going to touch on right now is just that first bullet point, which is our learning objective. Participants understand that a community action agency plans for outcomes. So identifying outcomes. We're going on to page 32. And why do we plan? Why do we plan? As an organization, why do we plan?
It gives you organization. I mean, it organizes you. It gives you direction so that you're not, everybody's going in different directions and nobody's, following a common, yeah.
Okay, so, sorry. But I had a blank one. Why do we plan? We plan because you said not to go into different directions, right?
Well, he provides you direction.
Provides direction. Why does Project Bravo plan? Why do we plan?
So we'll know how far our funds are gonna go.
We stay within budget.
To stay within budget. How about, what's the difference between us and Marfa? What's the difference between Canutillo and Lower Valley? We have to plan for certain areas, for certain individuals. Even within, Alice, Texas, there's a community action out there, agency out there, and what's the difference between us and them?
We have different needs.
Exactly. So we have to plan as an organization. Okay. So that's our whole thing. Another reason that we plan is it's the law. So because just the history that Mr. Macias went over, telling us that we had during decades and we had during things during those decades, it's the law. It's something that we have to do, and we can't just receive money and then say, okay, what are we going to do with it? We have to plan. And so every organization, community action agency, even throughout Texas, we are so big, and we have to plan. We really have to plan. Okay, thank you. So going on to page 33, you see that there's a group of individuals there, and they're meeting, right? And it's like a typical meeting here at Project Bravo. You get all the managers and all the supervisors in a room, and Ms. Ponce says, we got the grant, now what? That is not how we do it, right? We already have a plan set. We already know what we're going to do. We already know, for example, we're hoping to receive some extra money even to this date. We're trying to get extra money. So what is our plan? Do we have a plan already for that additional money? And yes, we do. We actually want to spend it on utility assistance for the month of December. So we're already thinking ahead. Have we received the money? No, not really, but that's why, we've already planned ahead of time. Okay, so that's really what we do. We just don't do it all kind of magic style. Okay? So we propose that this is not the way to seek funding, correct? Or to support or to allocate resources within your agency. So really, within Project Bravo, we all plan, we do our steps, due diligence, to make sure that we're spending the money as accurately as possible. We also have our 5 top needs within the community. We're trying to find out what needs are in the community, because of course, for example, in Alice, Texas, they have 1 light stop. That's not El Paso. So of course, in Alice, they're probably, a lot of the needs are going to be completely different from El Paso, right? So little things like that. You have to look at your community, your organization, what you can provide to the individuals in your community in order to help them. Okay? So let's go ahead and go to page 34. And what are our results? So Annette, can you read that first little paragraph, Director?
Director advises us that the results of social sector organizations are measured outside the organization and change lives and change conditions.
So in Drucker's question number 4 is, what are our results? So as a community action agency, we look at results, right? Just for example, with myself, I've been here since 2013, and I look to see month by month, how much do we spend on utility assistance? How many individuals do we graduate month by month? How many individuals do we give medication to? How many individuals come in for actual eye exams? Things like that. So I'm taking out the data and looking at the results, right, over time. Ms. Rosie, can you read according to Drucker?
According to Drucker, in business, you can debate whether profit is really an adequate measuring stick, but without it there is no business in the long term. In the social sector, no such universal standard for success exists. Each organization must identify its customers and honestly judge whether lives are being changed.
So in a for-profit business, how do they get their results? It's by money, right? How much did they make? What did they, how much money they brought into their business? You know, things like that. So how do we measure that for a nonprofit organization? How do we measure our results? So again, measuring our results in a nonprofit organization is actually seeing how many individuals we helped. How many individuals actually got those eye exams? How many individuals actually got their GED? So we're looking at results as a nonprofit organization. So it's easier for a profit organization because they're checking and they're seeing, okay, I'm receiving this amount of money. We made $1 million in 2013. We made $1.5 million in 2014. So it's very, very important for us to have those results as a nonprofit organization. Annette, can you read, it is up to each agency?
It is up to each agency to identify their successes and ensure that they have clear documented evidence of this success. When these successes are reported to the state CSBP office and to NASCSP, we can begin to understand that the results will be achieved across the country.
So as a community action agency, we're looking at our results. And the really, really good thing that I really like about Ms. Ponce is that she's always providing that results to the community and even to yourselves. You know, there's posters that we have all over main office that tells you how many graduates we had in 2013, how many we had in 2014, how many housing individuals we helped either with mortgage or saving their homes, things like that. So we're always putting our information out there. And month by month, we're always putting our board packet information at every center. We're really, really letting our community and letting all of you know, look, at this is what we're doing. This is how many individuals we're helping within our community action agency. And really, that's the way it should be. Because the more that I share with other community action agencies about my best practices, I'm also going to learn from their best practices. So we're learning from each other and we're helping each other so that we can better help our communities. Okay? So let's go ahead and go to page 35. And so assess what must be strengthened or what needs to be abandoned. And really in a nonprofit organization, for example, there has been some studies before in 2013, 2012, we had these long lines where people were, coming at 3, 4 in the morning, standing in line, trying to get services. And so with our studies and stuff like that, Ms. Ponce actually got some information from another community action agency and learned a best practice. And so now we don't have those long lines. We don't have individuals, coming at 3, 4 in the morning, trying to get in line, trying to get service. So we've learned, and so that's part of our results. And so that's what we're trying to do as an organization. Maria, can you read "to believe," which is in quotation marks at the very beginning?
To believe that whatever we do is a moral cause, it should be pursued. Whether there is success or that is a character or reading and representation for nonprofit recipients, and even more for their boards. Everything is a good cause, but we cannot afford to continue where we seem unable to further the mission.
Okay, so do we produce results that are sufficiently outstanding for us to justify putting our resources in this area? So again, it's just studies that we've done throughout the years. Ms. Ponce started doing that at her beginning 5 years ago. I started to do that when I came in 2013. So little things have changed here and there, and we've learned certain things, and we've helped not only Project Bravo. I don't know if you all are aware, I actually got sent to Houston, which I think is awesome because Houston is a huge city compared to El Paso, and they actually learned what we were doing here in El Paso. So it shows a little bit of what we've done and how we've gotten our results and what we've done as a community action agency to actually help other agencies in the state of Texas. So it's really, really interesting how little El Paso actually helped Houston, a huge city in our state, to go ahead and do the same process that we're doing. So, however, the agency must be careful to distinguish between programs and services that are not productive and that should no longer be a part of the agency's range of services. And those services that are essential but are currently not producing outstanding results. So I know in the past, Project Bravo had employment, and they kind of did do the mock interviews and the resume writing and the job searches. And unfortunately, we don't have employment anymore, but we do have case management that went ahead and adopted those items. And so really that's what our case managers do. That is a little part of what they do, but that they adopted that. And why? Because obviously something must have not been working with our employment department at the very beginning. And so we have to make changes, and so now that's why case managers do that, and also other little things within the organization. So what results does the agency want to achieve? So we have to see as an agency, what do we want to achieve? You know, in our mission statement over here, it says that we want to strengthen low-income individuals, families, and communities, right? So that's basically a little bit of what our mission statement is as well. We want to help eradicate poverty within our community. Okay, let's go ahead and go to page 36. Results or outcome changes. I'm going to read in the CAAs, or Community Action Agencies, and CSBG eligible entities, whether private, nonprofit, community-based organizations, or agencies of local government who provide direct services and or use subcontractors, produce outcomes for individuals, families, their community, and the agency itself. So going into type of incomes. Ms. Terry, can you read outcomes?
Outcomes may happen over time, represent a change in the situation or status, or may be a change in direction for family, agency, or community.
And change over time. Ms. Rosa, can you read that?
Consider the difference in time frames in different situations. Short term for a client in need of shelter may be this afternoon, while short term for someone obtaining basic job skills training may be 6 months. You will identify the change to be observed in a time frame that matches the situation. This may be better characterized as short-term, intermediate term, or long-term.
Okay, so just talking about some of our outcomes as a family. We talked about, Jose talked to us about our family, our agency, and our community, right? Our 3 arts within our 6 national goals. Within family, when there's outcomes within a family, the family actually receives knowledge. They actually receive skills or attitudes, maybe even behaviors are changed. So that's how things change within them. As an agency, outcomes are changes in policies. So there might be a new policy, a new employee handbook, a new HR policy, a new grievance policy, things like that within an agency. Within a community, there might be new, let's say, clinics, maybe hospitals. So the community is changing, right? And so that's how we come in with our outcomes. So So change in status or situations may be identified at different levels of status. Residents of one public housing project may feel that they are safe, while those in another project may feel that they are in crisis, depending on the location. They might also depend on the neighbors and other environmental factors. Some housing situations can be considered thriving. I actually did a training with individuals in New York, and we talked about housing, and one of them said, living in an apartment is in crisis. And I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. You're living in an apartment. What are you talking about? And they're like, well, in New York, living in an apartment, the rent is high. You can get kicked out at any moment. Your building can get demolished. There's all these things going on, and I'm like, wow. There's so many differences that you see within a community, and then you have to really look at your community and look at outside communities. So even I kind of had to think about when I did Roma and had to train at other organizations, I had to see who is my audience, because I can talk to you all about Project Bravo and how we do it, and I feel a lot more comfortable because we can communicate within our communities, and we know the differences, we know our weaknesses, we know our strengths. But when I look at a different community somewhere else, I'm like, wow, the same things that they might be struggling with, in reality we're not, or vice versa. Just like Rosie mentioned, there's a lot of farmers, immigrants, and it's not the same. So let's go ahead and go to page 37. And so I do want to touch base about our 6 national goals. And so as you can see, we do have the big poster here with our 6 national goals, and we're going to go over each goal. Okay? So goal 1 is our low-income people become more self-sufficient. And I really love this goal because this goal is actually helping our general population within El Paso to become self-sufficient. Terry, can you read that box for me?
Self-sufficiency is more than employment and employment-related activities. It can also include outcomes from support activities necessary for the movement towards self-sufficiency and the reduction and elimination of barriers preventing self-sufficiency.
So unemployed persons obtain employment, or they're self-employed. The persons maintain employment for 90 days. That is such a big one. Especially here in El Paso, it's kind of a struggle for our case managers to help individuals and to keep them employed for 90 days or to get those benefits. It's really hard, just like I think Maria had mentioned, it's really, really hard, or even Terry had mentioned, the level of helping find jobs, in El Paso, or even, individuals who have an education in helping them find a job. It's a struggle. We're jumping to goal 6, which is low-income people, especially vulnerable population, achieve their potential by strengthening family and other supportive systems. Maria, can you read that box for me?
There is a broad range of outcomes that are achieved by persons or families who maintain a livable stability or well-being as a result of community action.
Okay, so this is our vulnerable population. This is our individuals who are elderly, our individuals who are disabled, individuals who have to take care of children who are 5 years old and younger. So persons increase education or skills, persons increase family functioning skills, senior citizens and individuals with disabilities maintain independent living. So this again is our vulnerable population. That's where we put those goals. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next page, page 38. An example of agency outcomes, partnerships among supporters and providers of services to low-income people are achieved. Those are our goals 4. Annette, can you read that box for me?
It is not the existence or accounting of partnerships and collaborations, but the impact these arrangements have on the clients and the communities.
So agencies formed or maintained partnerships and collaborations to improve community planning. That's so very important because even within Project Bravo, that's one of the biggest things that I'm always talking about is we have to get those outside agencies. We have to bring individuals in. We have to have partnerships because we don't do everything. Project Bravo, unfortunately, can't take care of everybody within El Paso. So we do have a lot of needs in our community that we have to have those partners for. We're looking for individuals, for citizenship classes, getting their visas, rental assistance, things like that, where a lot of our community really needs that. Okay, agencies increase their capacity of achieving results. Goal 5. Agencies that are well-run and meet acceptable standards of excellence demonstrate continuous improvement in capacity to meet the needs of low-income individuals, families, and communities. So agency leverage external resources, including in-kind and donating to increase its capacity to serve low-income people. Okay, let's go on to our next one, page 39, goal number 2. The conditions in which low-income people live are improved. So again, this is just, Ms. Ponce actually started this. She did putting up, working with UMC and making other clinics throughout El Paso to help individuals in low-income areas to have a clinic close to them to be able to get medical assistance. Okay. Goal number 3, low-income people own a stake in their community. The number of low-income persons who participate in formal community organizations. I don't know if you all know, but we do have a 3-part board, which means that we have low-income individuals actually serving on that board. So that's something that again, Project Love also does. Going on to page 40, comparison of family, agency, and community outcomes for employment. Ms. Terry, can you read that box for me?
While many social sector organizations help people find employment, CAAs also create jobs, reduce barriers, leverage funds for training, and contribute to the overall economy and economic development of the community.
Okay, so again, just like Jose went over with us, we do have our family, we have our agency, and we have our community. So those are our 3 major areas that we focus on. So just like I said before, we are results oriented. And so as an organization, we have results, right? And so I'm totally going psycho crazy, but our results goes right here. But as an organization, because we have our results and we are results oriented, we're not going to put up our results at the top of our logic model, because results, we actually look for them at the very end, right? And so for me, our results, we are going to drop it because it's hot. I know it's weird to say. Okay, so what are our outcomes? As an organization, what are our outcomes? As Project Bravo, or because we have a new mission statement that states that we're going to be strengthening low-income individuals, families, and being able to help clients with utility. So helping utility. We also are going to be looking at our needs. Low-income individuals lack skills and tools for our job opportunities. So maybe with assistance with utility will help with job opportunities. So let's kind of work off of our logic now. GED. Help with GED.
The GED, they graduate, so if they graduate, then also find employment.
Help with employment.
With housing, because if they find employment,
They get housing.
they're able to pay.
Stable housing. So what else? So low-income individuals lack skills and tools for job opportunities.
So JD's I can also do the GD and resume.
Helping with resume writing.
Job skills training.
It may even be health, right? Less stress.
Yeah, help with their health if they, well, we help them with their medication, right? I mean, they stay healthy so they can go to work.
Yes. Okay, so we have our outcomes that we're going to go ahead and attack attached to them, okay? So with our outcomes actually goes right here on our logic model as well. Okay, so go ahead and go to page 42, identifying strategies. And I'm going to go ahead and leave that to Mr. Macias, who's going to go ahead and continue this portion of this work.